Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Srila Rupa Goswami, who is the most trusted disciple amongst the six Goswamis, followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was entrusted into writing the textbooks of Bhakti. Uh, he referred to Narada Pancharatra, Narada Bhakti Sutra, and other uh, books which were only available at that time. And nobody dared to explain in detail, but by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, uh, he was able to do it for the benefit of the whole world. So these are standard textbooks of understanding bhakti and performing bhakti. People wrote something about bhakti and even treatise on the what they call uh, Brahma Sutra. And Brahma Sutra has to be explained in a very uh, unique way that has been never repeated by anybody before. So they have to be very careful. But in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, even the descendants of Rupa Goswami and disciplic succession, uh, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Jiva Goswami, these are excellent devotees who have carefully, disseminated the process of bhakti, taught bhakti, and performed bhakti themselves by personal example. It's not that they are simply talking and not behaving accordingly. We have to walk our talk. So, performance of bhakti and the tenets that Rupa Goswami explained, uh, they expose what is the desire of Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamati Kadati. We take shelter unto the Rupa Goswami uh, because he brought that tradition uh, which is very unique. And nobody did this before in Kali Yuga. In the bygone ages, even in previous Kali Yuga, such uh, treatise on Bhakti Yoga was not available. Narad Bhakti Sutra was good enough for those who are uh, uh, very much knowledgeable and uh, performers of Bhakti. Uh, they were able to do it, but it was not available to common people. Not available. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu adventured himself, uh, his desires, which are to propagate the cult of bhakti throughout the world, was so much on the mind of so he systematically and scientifically uh, brought out all the factors that are essential to perform bhakti. In his book called Upadeshamrita, uh, everybody, without any exception, because they are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, must perform bhakti in order to solve the problems of the material uh, infliction, misunderstanding, and make their life successful. Uh, Otherwise, it's very difficult. Kali Yuga is not sparing anybody, even those who are Vedantis. Uh, they simply take pleasure in talks of Vedanta, but they will not be able to become example for others because it is tough. Vedanta is extremely difficult to understand. And as Krishna declares, the Vedas are Traidunya Vishaya Veda Nistrudanya Bhava. Uh, The Vedic instructions are filled with modes of material nature, and that is the cause of our bondage. And how do we get relief? Arjun, you become, aloof, untouchable by the three modes of nature. And through jnana, karma, yoga, it is impossible in this age of Kali to come to the point of liberation from the three modes of material nature. It's extremely difficult. So traditional situations are also not uh, approved by Shastra. And Kali Yuga, only approval is Chanda Holy. Kalau dosha nide rajanasti samvatva. Kirtanareva Krishnasya Mukta Sangam. You become liberated. But that applies for every Kali Yuga. But what is so special for this Kali Yuga, that the Lord has to uh, become one. For his pleasure, he became two in Radha and Krishna. But previously, he was one. What is that? One entity. And Radha and Krishna are combined. That entity is Krishna. Because Krishna expanded himself from his left side to indulge in the transcendental pastimes of his own internal potency. That is Radha. So from one he became two, but again in Kali Yuga he became one in the form of Chaitanya. So what is the difference between Lord Krishna and Chaitanya? The internal potency of the Lord is Srimati Radha. And because you are also potent, you cannot approach Radha Krishna in this conditioned state of life, or even if you become spiritually advanced, you still have to take shelter of knowledgeability and element of devotion. So this is Bhakti. Bhakti Devi exposes us to both the identities of Radha and Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted the common man to be benefited. Even though those who do not have uh, any intelligence, they can even develop your devotional service just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That potential he made available at this particular age. Kalau dosha nidera jananti eko mahatma kirtanaj eva Krishna. So we are not talking of mukti because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became Mahavadanyaya Avatar. Mahavadanyaya, most merciful Sri nation of Lord Krishna. What is about the ministry? That he wants to distribute love of Godhead, which is beyond even mukti. In our material life, we are after bhakti. Bhakti means enjoyable sense enjoyable. But then we are sick and tired because it does not give tangible satisfaction, and we do not have any credibility to evolve ourselves further from human species. We are stuck. So I say, no, mukti is not enough. You should go beyond mukti to the attainment of love of Godhead. That is the Panchama Purushartha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Uh, Following some kind of discipline in any belief system is the prerequisite for everybody to be within their own culture and experience. Nowadays in Kali Yuga, all the cultures are corrupted, right? We don't have pure culture. Artha is economic development, it is for everybody, even for the third world countries and for the rich countries. And everybody is struggling hard for existence. Nothing is easy in the United States nowadays. What to speak of? Well, uh, common sense gratification. Uh, Self gratification is everywhere, in even in aborigines. What to speak of so-called civilized person? Ignorance is prevailing everywhere. And Kali Yuga is the last age for a particular cycle of Satya, Trita, Dwapara, Kali. One cycle. But in Brahma's day, there are 1,000 cycles. That is also on for 12 hours. The destruction is inevitable after that. That is the arrangement. Uh, Bhutva, Bhutva, Praliyate. They come, stay for some time, they come back. So, what is this like of confinement in the a cyclical way? Uh, Many times the Christians were um, saying, "Oh, Hinduism is like a cyclical events, but we have in Christianity a direct from point A to point B, nothing in between. If you believe in Jesus, you will go back home back to God simply by believing. Why do you have to believe? They say because He shared blood. It's not that simple. You say Christianity has only one slight prediction. We have a cycle of birth and death. Go through six stages. So cycle of cyclical advancement is there. Birth, growth, maturity produces byproduct, then dwindles and disappears. And uh, everybody, even though going through those changes, uh, they never forgot their welfare. The real, they don't know their identity. a soul. Some have a very rudimentary understanding of the soul and its function. But bhakti is a process from soul to the supreme absolute soul, which is called Paramatma. And Paramatma picture is an expansion of Krishna to reach out every atom. His omnipresence means he is within an atom and even between the two atoms. There is no space without his image. Andantarastha Paramahu Jayantarastham Govinda. And and he's sitting between the two atoms. So where is the space? But it is too difficult in a space given. Uh, so do you think this is only a belief system? The process that is being performed uh, is devotional service. But there are also categories of devotional service. How to advance in that? Everybody has a throbbing heart for performance of devotional service, whether they know it or not. Service is the occupation of all humans, or even service. Have anybody to serve and to the dog to serve them. Because without service, you cannot survive. Service is the prime occupation. Nobody is a master. Everybody is a servant. Right? Uh, So the process has been there, the activity is there. But are we doing the process in uh, cognizance of reality or simply we perform it for temporarily? Close the microphone. I can't eat. How close I have to go. So service must be rendered. But we do have the एकले ईश्वर कृष्ण आर सभी भक्त जहारा इच्छा हवे तबे नचाए नृत्य. There is only one master. Everybody else is servant. Oh, Diwali is not here. All right. So, uh, everybody has throbbing heart to perform some meritorious activity in the form of devotional service. And the origin of devotional service is even unknown because it can remain as a permanent asset. So, uh, so now you may be coming for the first time. How many of you are for the first time? And one, two, all right, at least there will be one. Yeah. It is not an accident. Your desire is not an accident. Because in previous life or wherever you have stopped, whatever you have performed during that time is a permanent asset and it wants to promote you. Because the ultimate aim of devotional service to the Supreme is the prerogative of all living entities to go. That is the real journey home, what we call, going back home, back to God. It's not a common understanding or a belief that there is God. Uh, it's not a common understanding. The fact is, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is there, who is the cause of all causes. You have to pinpoint a personality after it, because nothing is impersonal. Everything is manifesting and everything is showing. So, even a basic understanding in religion or religious means to unite with, to yoke with. We have been separated. Why? Oh, they say that you are a soul part and parcel and you are not this body. But yet, we are stuck with the body. How can we deny we are not the body? This is a direct conflict. But nonetheless, when we come to understanding that the body is temporary, and when it will go, what will be? So many questions will be that if you deny that you are this wholesome, but then why do you have to give it up if it is wholesome body? We are not. So understanding this, it requires not much intelligence. It does not require any intelligence. Experience is good enough, and everybody experience, but they may not be able to express to others. So, the devotional service have two sides, because we have to perform through the body. One side is one will not promote. There are 6 things that will not promote your devotional service, but there are 6 things that will promote. What do you want to hear? The one that promotes first, and one destroys the devotional service. Which one do you want?
Maybe the bad and then the good. It's like you get the bad stuff first and then the good stuff to like kind of alleviate.
Now, first, let's start with encouragement.
Encouragement, okay. Yeah.
So Rupa Goswami wrote a beautiful treatise called Upadeshamritam. Alright. And there are 3 slokas, the first 3 slokas. They are so much important. But the first sloka is addressing those who are sannyasi, who are aware that they are this temporary body, but they are preparing themselves to be in the original status of soul as well as functionality of a pure devotional service. And they want to advance. So the first sloka is applying to them. The second and third slokas are applied to the grahasthas, or those who are active in materialistic life. Or they, how much activity one is trying to invest something in a thought-provoking life, which will be enhancing our understanding of devotional service. So the third sloka goes like that. Utsaha, Nischaya, Dhairya, Tatta Karma Pravartana, Asanga Sato Vritti, Shadvirvritti Prasidyati. Your devotional service will be glorious if you follow the 6 favorable conditions. The first is utsaha, means enthusiasm. Enthusiastic. Remain always enthusiastic because you are not on a wrong path. You are not on a wrong. This is the path proven and verification. Means to prove it, and you will see yourself the advance. So utsaha is the first factor. Enthusiasm. How do you get enthused? Prabhupada put every application in Krishna consciousness is enthusiasm. And the devotee who are leading, they are showing their enthusiasm in order to engage others. It's not that simply he is giving instruction and you develop your own enthusiasm. No. The spiritual master also has the function to remain enthusiastic for the benefit of their disciples. What to speak of? Even the managers of his own centers, they have to remain enthusiastic. They have to be forerunner. When the enthusiasm is lacked, then lethargy comes. Then everything becomes, something. Then the following the instructions of the founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada and his arrangement to keep the movement always on the enthusiastic and progressive stage. You have to follow his system. System of management, system of preaching. Books are basis, preaching is the essence, purity is the force, and utility is the principle. Everybody has to follow this. Oh, I'm not a good orator. Are Baba Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lante Giri. You have to experience this. It is not a wishful thinking that you are down or not able to speak. But the spiritual potency is that even a dumb person can start speaking up deep philosophy. And a lame person can climb the mountains. It's not a wishful thinking. Because of the enthusiasm, it puts us on the stage of performance of devotional service, which is divine in nature. It is not materialistic activities. That helps us a lot, right from the very beginning. Enthusiasm. Nishchaya means determination. How would you determine? You study Srila Prabhupada's books. And the books are so conclusive that will convince you. It doesn't brainwash anybody. Chanting is not a brainwashing process. Understand the divinity embedded in the holy name and the philosophy that proves that there is no difference between the holy name and the possessor of the holy name. Nama Chintamani Krishnasya Rasa Vigraha. Chintamani means you think and it manifests. That kind of jewel. Think and manifest. Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Rasa Vigraha. Ras means full of mellows, and Vigraha means the embodiment. What is the holy name Krishna's embodiment? Krishna. Huh? Is not Krishna all attractive? What are the 6 factors that are old and very attractive? Shada Aishwarya Purna, that is the nature of Krishna. 6 opulences. Opulences are attractive, right? What are the 6 opulences? All strength, all beauty, all
wealthy,
knowledge. Then
wealthy, famous,
fame and
Renunciation.
renunciation is one, and one more remaining.
wealthiness.
Wealth.
Wealthiness.
Who is not after wealth? Everybody wants to acquire some of these 6 opulences. But opulence is coming from the source of all opulences. We never think of the source. We think, oh, we are part and parcel of that source, so all the opulences will be ours. So you can't say having a dadagiri that you can claim this opulences are mine. But we have to endeavor even to get something material in nature. What about the spiritual opulences? Nothing. But anyway, we are attracted by all 6 opulences, right? Therefore, we must approach the source of opulences and get connected, everything will be well. It's like making a channel for connection. Yoga means channelizing the connection. It's not simply gymnastic exercise, of asana and pranayama and then some meditation. You meditate on the tip of your nose and say, Om. No, these are not gymnastic exercises. Connection. Yoga means connection. But there is, you will also say karma yoga is there, dhyana yoga is there, jnana yoga is there. But all the culmination comes in bhakti yoga. And you do not have to make a separate effort to, oh, let me have first karma yoga, then I will have jnana yoga, and then I will have something else. No. Direct connection with Lord Shri Krishna can be established because Krishna claims you as his direct part and parcel. You are not coming through via. Mama ivaamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manashasthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. Because we are pulled by ignorance through mind and 6 senses. I mean, 5 senses. So the idea is that we have to link up. And the most primary process of linking up is chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we should confirm this and establish a determination that philosophically, logically, and any other technical aspect of it is not difficult to understand systematic, factors that are very influencing our devotional service. That is called nishchaya. Remain determined. Don't test, I don't know. You know it. Spell it out. Then, dhairya. Patience pays. Patience pays. One may take a little longer time, but rest assured that whatever efforts he will be doing, it will not be in vain. Whatever little advancement we perform in this human form of life, it will become a permanent asset that is not going to be destroyed. It will come and it will increase. Therefore, whatever we have done, little meritorious activities in our previous life is coming to us and putting us at least on a faith level. Adav Shraddha. How do you use this Shraddha? Tato Sadhu Sangha. Your original devotional service will start coming out from the slumber and put you on an active participation, that is Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha is very important to generate even faith where you have left over. And if you have advanced, even in last life, but you will make an expedite, efforts to put you on the level of proper understanding. You will become more studious to these three literatures only: Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhupada gives guaranteed your life will be successful 100%. So remain enthusiastic, then have determination, cultivate patience, because you are progressing on a very definite path. It's not that let me try out. Oh, when we have a little problem, sometimes we run to Lord Shiva, and other times we run to Ganesh, third time we go to Surya Narayan, and in Panchopasana, let worship the wholesale, So therefore, under confusion, we are approaching the wrong devotees. They are devotees themselves. We do not want to learn from them. How many are devoted to Hanumanji? Raise your hand, no shame. But what do we learn from Hanumanji? Some dohas that will describe his glories. Asta siddhi navanidhi ke data asamir chanki. And data, tell him, please teach me devotional service to Lord Ram. And we do not want to perform. हनुमान जी का जाप करो. अरे हनुमान जी राम जी का जाप करते हैं. Hanuman worships Lord Ram. So why don't you encourage to worship Ram then? No, we have some other crooked ideas, mixed up philosophies, and it's a hodgepodge. The cream or the ghee is in the khichdi. It is extremely difficult to bring out the ghee once it is mixed in. So most of us, and from different belief systems, are trying to mix up so many things. Prabhupada always say, alright, the holy name is given in every religious scriptures of the world. Please chant. But if you do not develop love of God, Let's chant Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because it is not denominational. If we are stuck with the denomination and its rituals and so forth, then where is the tangible result? They say 98% of population of the whole world is religious, believe in something superior, but no conclusive aspects. They are all go under the cycle of repeated birth and death, according to their karma. There is another discipline. The spiritual discipline is utsaha, nischaya, dhairya, tatta karma pravartana. Perform the activities of devotional service by taking these three principles. Asanga tyaga. Do not associate which disturb the devotional service or discourages the devotional service, or people who do not know anything because they are not performing. What is the use to go to them? There is no obligations. Material obligations are not real obligations. What do they say in Christianity? Jesus is the Lord. You understand, because He has shed His blood, He is your God. But where is the question of shedding the blood even? Devotees will be always tested and crucified. But they are coming out from the world to benefit the general populace, to come out from their ignorance and worship the Supreme Absolute. I don't think Jesus was given enough opportunities to preach. But there are incidents and records in India. It's not a question of different beliefs, but he taught how to love God and how to sacrifice or perform such services to Him that will be understood and followed by the general mass. It's not that only sannyasis are going to go back home, back to God. In Krishna Loka, grihasthas are also there. But they are all cent% devotees. Only devotees get entry. There are varieties of nature in devotional service. Awe and reverence is there, servitorship is there, then fraternity is there, then parental relationship is there, as well as conjugal relationship is there. So, whichever is fitting according to the development in that area, one develops. So spiritual family is there. It's not that spiritual family will be a temporary family. We have temporary families. How many fathers do you think I have changed?
Every time we are born, we have a father, mother. And we are supposed to be, at least in human form of life, we are supposed to liberate the father. Devotional service will liberate 21 generations of the parents. Means every time you change the parents. There's a beautiful story. Chitraketu didn't have a child. He has several wives. And he was always morose. He said, who will be running this kingdom after me? So he would always consult the sadhus. And Narad Muni and who?
Angira.
Angira. Both came. And they wanted to help this attachment that the Chitraketu has created. So, Chitraketu received them and asked them, then, is there any solution for me? Angira Rishi says, okay, let me see your horoscope. Oh, you have a son. And the king jumped up. Oh, really? That's what I want. Huh? But, no, tell me, what is that but? He will be the cause of your joy as well as sorrow. Oh, never mind. I have been sorrowful all my life yet. I didn't have a child. Let me have. I'll forget the sorrow. So, by the mercy of Narad Muni and Angira Rishi say, one of the wife became pregnant and she bore a son, and all the sorrowfulness is gone. Everybody is enjoying. So, but the other wives were not happy. And we are a gone case. We don't have any value. So they conspire and put some poison, and the child died next day. Then all of a sudden, worse than that, the sorrowfulness increased, and the king became completely, horrified, as well as became very, very disturbed, and he went into deep sorrowful state. So again, Narad Muni and Angira Rishi came, said, what happened, Prabhu? Yesterday you were very joyful, today you are again, oh, my son died. We told you, it's cause of your pleasure as well as sorrow. Yeah, but this is only very short term. This is not fair. I said, fair or unfair? What does that has to do with your all piety, all credits of being a good king? That has no value. Your son knew, and he didn't want to stay long enough. Oh, do you think so? Yes. How can I know? Oh, we may pray that he can come back in the life. Oh, please do that again. Please do that again. You know? And Narad Muni and Gira Muni brought the son alive again. But this time, uh, son was not paying attention to the father or the mother. And they got frustrated. Even though, so uh, they became again absorbed in the thought of attachment. Please, please, you look at us. Uh, then son started looking. But says, who are you? Who are you? I'm your dad. I'm your father. Which number? What is your number? Why are you asking number? I may be your son in my last life. I have been living eternally in one body to another from time immemorial. So what is your number? And king really became dumbfounded and could not answer. Okay, you can't answer this, so I'm going back and I can't stay here. And he again left his body. Then Narad Muni said, see, your son is more advanced. He doesn't want to come back in the material life. That was his last life. What are you making out of it? You want to come again by such attachments? You are supposed to give up the attachments to the bodily conception of life. You are not an ordinary king, but this is your main function. Otherwise, why the kings would give up their kingdoms and go to meditate upon the Supreme Lord? That is the story. They go because everybody has an obligation to understand why they came in this materialistic life, and then they have to relieve themselves. It is not a permanent thing. Permanent situation is, spiritual existence. We are spiritual part and parcel, very insignificant. So what? But you can say the insignificant part and parcel can exhibit tremendous amount of not knowledge. It has so much knowledge acquiring capacity, but so much even welfare activity according to the effect of the modes of material nature. They can do tremendous work. But what is the value? If a human being dies in ignorance, it is understood that he is as good as an animal. But a human being has been given an advanced, development of the self-realization. And they come to the conclusion by authoritative process. So, Tatta Karma Pravardhana, that one that elevates you, keep on doing. Sangatyaga, give up the association of unwanted, things that may not encourage you, that may put hampering even in your devotional service. Better don't associate with them. That's your choice. Everybody is an individual, as well as everybody is free to exhibit his desire. Even in material life, we have to allow them. You can't control the children going on beyond 18 years, you are stuck with them. Right? Parents cannot fulfill their desires, so they leave the parents. This is the fact. But parents can't give them alternative either because they are not trained. What can you? Asangakara and satovrutti. The sixth factor is called satovrutti. To follow in the footsteps of the great disciplic succession that has proven by practice the results of going back home to Mother. That is called satovrutti. So these six things we develop in training even our students, those who are eager to follow and make their life successful. We don't need to die in ignorance. We have to prepare, even giving up this useless body. We have to pass through old age, disease, infirmity is there. And so many things will be coming. But if we have developed our internal lifestyle that is based on eternal engagement and devotional service, Krishna gives us all the assurance that Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotee will never perish. The devotee is the soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Whole, and body is an instrument. It's not a devotee by itself. It's an instrument. We may say, I'm instrumental to perform this particular job. The body is an instrument. But you are the doer, but that is the soul. Soul is a servant of the Supreme. Right? And because it is qualitatively one, but quantitative difference is there. So we have to respect this position that we are subservient. And we always try to keep connection with Him through pure devotional service, and our life will be successful. That is guaranteed. The proof of the pudding is in eating it. So always remain enthusiastic to perform devotional service. The best place is to perform in congregation, not alone. Rupa Goswami has written that what is that? Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Adi, Pancharatriki within Vina, Aikantiki Harir Bhakti Utpataya Karpate. What is Aikantiki Bhakti? Manachanga to Katharot mein Ganga. That is Aikantiki Bhakti. Oh, whenever my mind thinks like that, oh, that is bhakti. No. Performance. Through your body. Even producing a child is also an act of bhakti that Krishna wanted. And it has been given the task of being a Prajapati through Manu and Shatarupa. So we are Manavas. So we carry on that task which has been given. Of course, the guidance of Guru will be there. Functionality is also suggested, and it gives benefit to uh, all in the family or those who have left from the family because of the attachment. The family becomes, very well um, established in the resolve of the human form of life. The family that prays together stays together. They say so. So, but prays together means performing devotional service. Prayers are not only aspect of devotional service. You know, the performance of devotional service through mind, through the actions, mind, intelligence, and our individuality called ego, at least in the mode of transcendence. That is, daso ahamasmi, I'm the servant. Because jivera swarupavar nityara Krishna das, Krishnera tatashta shakti veda aveda prakash. The soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Whole, but he is subservient to the cause of Lord Shri Krishna. So anybody has any questions or comments?
We only went through 3 of the 6 favorable things.
Oh my God, that will be another class.
Okay.
Oh my God. That is so detrimental that I'll need probably 2 classes. No, I don't know.
Prabhuji, you said previous Kali Yuga. That confused me. Are you talking about previous existence?
Yes.
Maharaj. Sorry. Maharaj.
In a day of Brahma, that consists of 12 hours. It is called Kalpa. In one Kalpa of Brahma's lifetime, 1,000 cycles of the 4 Yuga. 1,000 cycles. Krishna appears only once in a day of Brahma. Alright? So, 999 Kali Yugas have already passed. This is the last one for the day of Brahma. And the calculation is given. Krishna appeared in Dwaparante, Dwapar Yuga, end of Dwapar Yuga, in the 27th cycle of Vaivasvat Manu, the 7th Manu. All the divisions are there, time calculations are there. It's mind-boggling. So, do you think this is the only Kali Yuga you are witnessing? Right from the beginning, Kali Yuga started by calculating, right? You know that. But so many cycles have been already. Do you think the world is born now in Kali Yuga? No. Every time Brahma goes to sleep, there is a 12-hour period suspension. There is a total devastation. All the jivas do not have their body. They are in the subtle bodies. When Brahma wakes up, he has to start doing everything again by meditation. Otherwise, he also forgets. Yeah, the first living entity. But the tapa will remind him. And Lord Vishnu has to sound tapa, tapa twice every time. Brahma lives his 100 years Do you know the life cycle? Brahma lives for his 100 years. What is that? 433 crores. Uh,
4 lakh
huh?
4 lakh 32,000 years.
Crores. More than
One yuga, I read was 4 lakh 32,000 years.
That's mind-boggling. Sorry.
Double of that.
Yeah, there is a calculation. Prabhupada gives in chapter number 8. Yes, see, what does it call kalpa? Have you heard this word kalpa? Have you gone to Kumbh Mela? Then they do kalpavas for 1 month, and they think, oh, we have imitated like Brahma's kalpa. To stay for 1 month in Kumbh Mela, in that hardship, is considered to be a kalpavas. Yeah.
No,
Whoever has basically going
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you
Yes.
Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. You mentioned about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, the four Purusharth, and you said Bhakti is the fifth Purusharth. So I was wondering, Krishna in the 7th chapter, 15th verse, he talks about the 4 type of people who can never take shelter of him. And they seem to be the karmis, the speculators, all the materialistic people. So are these 4 Purusharths more like the flowery words of the Vedas?
No. Dharma means dharayati iti dharma. One that sustains you becomes your dharma. But if your understanding of this temporary body that is holding for some time becomes your dharma, then it's a very shallow understanding. If you think of on the mental level, but if it is not collaborating with the Vedic Shastras, then it's simply speculation, right? But what the Shastra becomes the ultimate authority, you have to follow, then you will see that Shastra tells about the time as an infinitive factor. But for the living entity, it's a term lease, a time. Time is limited. So you have to survive. So artha is there. The kama, you desire sense gratification, so it is there. So that is the third purusha. Moksha means to liberate from this entanglement that you created. Because you desired so. Krishna allows you to fulfill. But what is the use to engage in dharma, artha, kama, moksha when the moksha can be given directly to you? Munis were doing, yogis were doing, not you. So, according to our mode of makeup, we act accordingly. If we are in mode of goodness, then we can think of something, higher principles that will keep us in a happy and knowledgeable conditions. If we are in the mode of passion, then we have a lot of urge to perform karma and get entangled. But the aim is to disentangle. Then why do you do in first place? Because of ignorance. Right? The third one is artha means economic development and kama means sense gratification. And the moksha means getting liberated from all that you have done. It's no value. So how to become liberated? In Satya Yoga, you were given the option because of longevity of the life, you can do meditation. In Treta Yoga, fire sacrifice. In Dwapar Yoga, Paricharya, yani ki big nourishment activity of performing deity worships, Lakshmi Narayana especially. In Kali Yuga, Hari Kirtan. But Hari Kirtan in this Kali Yuga, based on Hare Krishna Mahamantra, can elevate you further from moksha, that is called pure devotional service. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na shochati na sarushati samat sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate para. Only after liberation, pure devotional service will begin. We have a hard time to get liberation. And in Kali Yuga, do you think it is easy to get liberation? But if you perform the highest beneficial activity of pure devotional service, directly, it will come on the way. You don't have to make a separate effort. All our hankerings are due to ignorance because we lost the love of God and we want to find in sense gratification, there is no love. It's extremely difficult to find love in this whole material creations. The best coming closer of that love of God is like when a mother gives birth to an infant and natural affection for that time being that she has to offer herself in the service of that child, that is coming closer to the love of God. But how long mothers can enjoy that love? Only less than a year. As the toddler becomes, the legs will start coming, then mother has to run after him. Then they say, oh, Krishna was also harassing Yashoda. So they can't play a role. Role playing is not allowed. We don't have qualification of Mother Yashoda that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has come and played with Mother like that. So it requires heaps of devotional service.
One more last question.
Any Prabhuji's? Can we give it a shot?
I just wanted to mention
Hmm?
I want to thank you, Maharaj, so much for coming and enlightening us today. It seems we were in ignorance, and with your talk for a couple of minutes, it's giving us so much of encouragement to read Prabhupada's books, and please keep coming.
I'm coming every year.
Thank you so much.
But at the same time, I want to see progress. That is the development. We can help. Now the world is so small within our reach of palm. Put up a WhatsApp question and we'll put up answers. Everything is possible, but remain enthusiastic and make definite progress. It's not an idle lifestyle. The devotees don't have to do anything, they just chant Hare Krishna and play. And that is not. Prabhupada said we have to be active. We have to have activities so much so that even 24 hours are not enough for us in a day. Krishna conscious activities are like that. But we have to make progress. take up, become advanced. Why do you have to stay in a shallow waters? Dive deep. If you want to get real pearls, you have to dive deep. Mhm. Don't stay on the edges of a lake or a river or an ocean. You know, don't stay there. Who will enjoy more? The one who receives the, but they have to dive deep. Onlookers will simply become envious because they don't have the real wealth. It requires determination, verification, everything. Don't take it blindly. Verify, then you will become more determined. It's not an idle gossip that we have to tell. Neither we have to show our eruditeship. No. Everything is to be done in reference to bhakti, pure devotional service. Prabhu, how much enthusiasm do you need?
Anyone from Prabhu side can match the enthusiasm from Mother this side asking a question?
Prabhu has done that.
Maybe you can ask question while taking prasad. That will be another dose of enthusiasm. Okay. Right? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.